All right, today we're talking about something that's it's not video related, but it has everything to do and it's just as important as video. It's going to be audio. Primarily what lav system we actually used and have used for a long time. We actually went away from it and then came back to it because it's tried and true. So these are the Tascam DR10Ls, and these are what we currently use and have used for years and years and years. For wedding stuff, interview stuff, pretty much anything that requires audio that we want to get like the lav kind of sound instead of like a shotgun microphone. And again, we used these first, and then we left them, and we tried the whole Bluetooth audio route. We started with these guys, the Rode Wireless Go 2s. And then I'm shooting right now, I'm using the DJI Mic 2. This is the box for it. And these are both great, but we ended up ditching these and going back to these two guys, the Tascam DR10Ls, for a couple of reasons. And in this video, I want to kind of share what those reasons were, why we chose to use these, and if you should consider getting these or something a little easier like a Bluetooth microphone. Because I will say, like, the Bluetooth ones that sync up already, that's so much easier in post. Like, you don't have to sync audio. I know there are like softwares and programs that can do it, but it's always a headache at one point or another. Like, eventually that software is just not going to work, and having it synced already is it's really nice. And on top of that, when you're recording, you can see that your camera's getting signal, so you know that audio is being recorded inside of your in your camera. And then you can even have default modes where it records it will record on the actual transmitter that's on the person on top of that, so you have like a redundant system. All that being said, we chose not to have any of those options and just record internally with these Tascams for, honestly, just a few reasons, but those few reasons really did make a big difference. The first one that we ended up using, or one of the reasons why we ended up going back to these guys, was just simply because they're really easy to use. You don't have to worry about frequencies. You don't really have to worry about DJ mics or any other microphones interfering. We found that a couple of times when we were shooting weddings with these guys, the Rhodes, microphones for DJs would start to get messed up, and our audio would start to it would just do random weird like hissing and buzzing things, and that's interference with different cell signals and everything else. And with these, they're not transmitting or receiving anything wirelessly, so you don't have to worry about that. I know you can have internal recordings and stuff like that on these, but even then, there was a couple of times when we had that set that these still made some weird noises. And at one point, if we ran out of space internally, because when's the last time you formatted your transmitters? It'll just stop the recording, and you won't know that until you go to edit, or you pull the footage or pull the audio off of the actual device. With these guys, they record to SD cards, and there's no SD cards in here. Is there an SD card? No, there's no SD card. Well, we're recording onto 32 gig or 64 gig micro SDs, meaning that we never have to worry about storage issues, like, ever. So with that's a huge thing. We know, like, with the audio that we're going to get, as long as these are recording, we know the audio we're going to get is always going to be rock solid and really, really dependable. And that's huge, especially for a wedding. The second thing is actually going to be, these things are just really, really durable. They've been dropped, they've been kicked. There was a couple of weddings we've had where it's just they've been poured on, and they functioned flawlessly. Like this microphone jack right here, it screws in, so you don't have to worry about it coming unplugged or water getting into the audio jack, which is amazing. And just the way that they're designed, it's just they're very, very rugged. Even like with recording and everything else, you have to slide this guy up and hold it. Like, you have to slide down and hold to power it on, then you have to slide up and hold to start the recording and to stop the recording, meaning that these will never stop recording unless two things: the battery dies or the SD card is full. And every time we take these out, I put a brand new AAA battery in, so that I know that it's going to be full and completely charged. That's another thing too. You don't have to recharge these unless you get the rechargeable ones. You can just have a standard AAA battery you can find at any convenience store, grocery store, whatever, and have full power as soon as you put these in. The last one, it technically it doesn't really affect like this Tascam at all, but it's because I could technically do it with the DJI or the Rode. But it did come with the Tascam, so I feel like I should probably talk about it. It's going to be this microphone. This microphone actually sounds really, really good, and like I said before, you can like take this off, and you can use it with any Bluetooth kind of transmitter. Like you can use it for this one, and I have before, and it sounds great. But when you do buy the Tascam DR10Ls, they do come with these microphones, and these capsules sound really good. They sound good for a lot of different kind of voices, both male and female, which is a hard thing to do, especially with something this small. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those three things are the big things why we opted to choose the Tascams and a non-Bluetooth kind of miking system versus something that might be a little bit more convenient editing, like the Rode or the DJI. These are both great, and I use this one literally every single day. But for weddings or things where I'm not the person that is like, I can't actively monitor this guy, then, or if I'm doing like shorter clips, then I'm going to choose these Tascams for long shoots. These are great. I know they're going to last, and they're going to be dependable, and the audio they produce is rock solid. A couple other things. You can use like headphones with them, but honestly, I've never done that. The clip is pretty good. It's metal. It's like, but I mean, honestly though, these guys have magnets that you can clip to shirts, which I think are way better anyway. But that's what this comes with, and it works. It functions well. And like I said, these are just really, really rock solid. And they're kind of affordable too, which is nice. And they're pretty much the industry standard. If you talk to any video guy, DR10Ls are going to be probably what they use for the most part. If you use something different, or if something else is, if something's better than these, then I'd love to hear down in the comments what you actually use. I know that they have updated versions of these. These are older ones, but they're with the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what we're doing with these guys. And they've given us no grief so far. Okay, this is a long-term review of the Tascam DR10Ls, and with that, I will see you guys next Tuesday for another long-term review.